Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelorette Recap, a guys review, which premieres mid-October. Can you believe we're only a month away from the next Bachelorette, one after another? In the meantime, we are picking up the oil spill known as Bachelor in Paradise drama. It's all over the beach, and it's littering the atmosphere, and everybody wants to get their licks in on Brendan. Hey, you know what? Why not? Demi's up next. So we'll have to see what Demi has to say about Brendan. And then Brody Jenner. Who would have thought Brody Jenner would have possibly the best take about this whole Brendan fiasco? Do me a favor, fiasco that finger onto a like button an odd number of times. Subscribe if you haven't already, because it's Saturday and I'm making content. You're out there apple picking with your man, taking Instagram photos, and I'm over here doing the Lord's work, as they call it. So we'll get into all of that. But speaking of the Lord's work, I think I might have made the best video ever yesterday, and it doesn't have many views. It's got 3,000 compared to these others that have 15,000, and that's because it's about the new Bachelor. But I think you need to watch this video. I don't want to give it away, but I think it's the best thing I've ever made. It's one of those art house movies that nobody watches, but everyone who does watch it's like, it's masterful. Am I saying this video is masterful? Yes, I am. I endorse it. Go give it a check out. And also, new Facebook group, Dave Neal's community. I think Sarah set it up. Thank you so much, our moderator. Just do it. Literally, she's really doing the Lord's work here. I'm going to be posting show updates. Monday night, Hollywood Improv, Los Angeles, California. Thursday night, San Diego. And we're working on a Napa Valley show at a vineyard, possibly. How about a wine tasting and stand-up comedy? That couldn't possibly go wrong. So join the community so we know where everyone lives, and then I can tell you when I have shows coming up. Would love to get to Nashville and some other fun cities that are out there. So if you guys join that, we can get a proper sort of idea of who's out there. Demi's out there, I'll tell you that much. Let's watch Demi. Demi basically calling out Brendan, because Brendan in his apology goes, if I was here for followers, I would have gone after someone with 1 million followers. And people are like, that's the worst defense of what you did in the world. I agree. If I was his PR person, I'd be like, don't talk about the followers thing. You go on the show to get followers. It doesn't matter who you date on the show. If you find love on the show, you'll get the followers. That backfired for him, but let's watch Demi call him out on TikTok.
If I wanted the max amount of followers, I would not have pursued Piper or Natasha. I would have went after a girl with 1 million followers. And so that's just not the case.
For me? Do you want to go on this date with me?
I would love to.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's go. Have fun.
Have fun.
Now listen, Ref Dave has to come in here. So Brendan said, and again, I know people don't like it if I to be tic-tacky here, right? But Brendan said, if I wanted followers, I'd go after a girl with 1 million followers.
If I wanted the max amount of followers, I would not have pursued Piper or Natasha.
Pursue is the key word.
Went after a girl with 1 million followers. And so that's all right,
so Ref Dave is here. Ref Dave's going to come in handy. Demi's got, listen.
Do you want to go on this date with me?
All right. My ruling is he did not pursue Demi, therefore this argument doesn't count. Now, it doesn't mean he's not a dirtball, grimy. He played with the show. He needs to do he needs to do another apology. Just admit it all. Piper and I, we never said we were dating, but of course we were dating. We went on the show dating. I dragged Natasha along. Just do a full apology. This doesn't count. But in the meantime, Demi kicking a guy while he's down. Look, the argument doesn't make sense. She pursued him. That's like Demi saying, hey, I went into the boom boom room with Kenny. It's like, yeah, but he also turned you down from the boom boom room many times. Broken clock's still right twice a day. Did I just call Demi a broken clock? She's ticking. All right, here we go. Here's Brody Jenner's response to all the fiascos as compiled by BachelorNation.scoop.
All right, everybody's asking, the old Bachelor in Paradise pro, my thoughts on Brendan's apology. And
in a parking lot?
Okay, this guy got busted. He knew what he was doing. He went there with the intention to be America's we're going to be America's favorite couple. We're going to fall in love on TV. We're going to get some airtime. We're going to get our followers up. They got busted talking about it. He did use Natasha. I don't think he felt any of that. He was just trying to stay on. Poor Natasha. I love you, Natasha. And it's up. And he got busted. Now he's trying to backtrack. But the reality is, everybody knows you're a fake. Don't ever come on Bachelor in Paradise and disrespect the guidelines ever again, my friend.
He sounded like Trump at the end. Everybody knows he's a fake. Don't come on Bachelor in Paradise and disrespect the guidelines. I love the guidelines. They have the best guidelines you could ever have. The guidelines on the beach are the best guidelines. And how about Lil Jon? Is he so good? Don't really like Lance Bass. But let me tell you about the guidelines. David Spade, don't find him funny. Not funny at all. How'd I do, folks? All right, so those are those two. And I'll play some voicemails for you guys. I thought that was a pretty good take that he had. Here's a good take. All right, so let's play some of your voicemails, what you think about the apology.
Hi, this is Carol from D.C. I wanted to say that Brendan, to me, does not seem like a bad guy, but he definitely needs a little reset of his moral compass. He doesn't understand that his issue was not that he just had a failure to communicate. He definitely took actions that his actions were intentional, even if he didn't purposely intend to hurt anyone. His actions were intentional and resulted in Natasha getting hurt.
Listen, I think it's a great point. I had to cut you off there. I'm trying to just get through these here. But yeah, look, he needs a full system reset there. You know what I mean? It's not just, because sometimes it's like what we have here is a failure to communicate. Cool Hand Luke, right? This wasn't just a failure to communicate. There were sinister motivations there. We can all agree on that. All right, here we go. You're up next. Melissa
Castango. I'm calling from Vernon, Connecticut. I'm calling about his apology, which is so wrong because he needs to go back and listen to the tape that what him and Piper were talking about, because he contradicted himself, and Piper did the same thing. They had a plan, they plotted it. He needs to get himself straightened out because he's a bastard and he is a fraud, and so is she. They had this plan, and he could pretend that they didn't, but play it back. Every time that they were on their lounge chairs, he got caught.
There it is. Bye. Melissa says he's a bastard and a fraud. There it is, folks. All right, let's go to Pennsylvania. You guys crack me up.
Hey, I'm calling in from Pennsylvania, and I want to talk about Brendan's apology, or really lack thereof. I think that the issue with the apology is he tried to chalk everything up to miscommunication, but whenever he miscommunicated, he was lying. He flat out told Natasha that he had a better connection with her than he had with Piper.
True.
And then Piper comes, and then he tells Piper the same thing. So the entire time, I think that he was lying to both Natasha and Piper, and I think that that's what he really needs to own up to, is not being truthful, not just needing to know how to communicate better. Anyways, those are my thoughts. Love your show.
Thank you, from Pennsylvania. Yeah, I mean, honestly, what someone should do, like if someone's in his camp, like say Dr. Joseph's best friend, take notes. Every single note, like read all the comments, every single note someone had a problem with, find a way to apologize for that. The question is like, did Brendan believe when he was saying he had a deeper connection with Natasha? Was that his way of saying, well, I don't talk politics with Piper and I talk it with you? Or, maybe Natasha's older, so he's like, oh, I can talk to you in a way I can't talk to, I don't believe it, but that would be rough if that's what he believed, and now he's trying to go back with his relationship. Oopsie. All right, who's next?
Hey, Dave, I just watched the video. I can't believe that you actually posted my voicemail, and I realized that at the end, I was so excited that I said it wrong. So, yes, my husband, it's my ex's best friend. So I married him after he cheated on me because we were not exclusive apparently, even though I thought. So that's why I feel for Piper. Anyways, I'm still waiting for my husband to give me the apron. Anyways, thank you. Bye.
All right, so what we have here is, let's get this right, because this caller called in yesterday. Go check out that video. And I love this lady. She's from Brazil. Her husband cheated on her, and then so she broke up with him. No, I'm sorry. Was she her husband? Yeah, my husband is my... Let's play this one more time. This is complicated.
You're wrong. So, yes, my husband, it's my ex's best friend.
Oh, okay, I got that wrong. Her husband is her ex's best friend. So she caught... This is why I love you guys. You guys are honestly way more interesting than the show. But she got... caught her ex cheating on her. So then she ended up with his best friend, who she's now married to, and he just bought her a disgruntled female apron merchandise. How funny is that? You guys are the best. Thank you for supporting. We got about a dozen of you guys who bought these so far. So anyway, way to make a funny situation out of a weird one. Let's go to our final voicemail here. Genesis from Texas.
Hey, Dave. This is Genesis from Texas.
Great name, Genesis.
I just finished watching your video, so I kind of wanted to give my take on Brendan's apology. I just feel like I think he really doesn't know kind of what he wants in life. And I think he just got caught in a situation that he probably shouldn't have put himself in. Going from Tasha season and seeing where he was at and how he just wasn't ready, I think he really wasn't ready to go to paradise, and I think that Piper is just a safe person for him because she doesn't seem serious. She doesn't seem like someone that he thinks,
she's young.
He can spend the rest of his life with. So I think that's the reason why he kind of leaned towards Piper rather than Natasha, where I think there was some genuine connection there, but he still pulls back. I just feel like maybe he doesn't even have, the confidence right now to pursue a woman such as Natasha.
Yeah.
So he goes more towards Piper, and unfortunately, Natasha was caught in the middle of it. So
that's right.
Hope that makes sense. But thanks, Dave. Love your show.
Thank you, Genesis in Texas. That makes perfect sense. If I said what Genesis just said, everyone would say, Dave, you're making an excuse for Brendan. Clearly, the guy's got some commitment issue, whether it's because of his divorce or maybe the divorce was because of his commitment issue, that he wants a 23-year-old. Because what? Now, don't get me wrong. You leave a comment, I'm 23 with 5 children. Maybe you are there, Trisha. Maybe you are. But the fact is, in these cities over here, these disgruntled females ain't having kids till they're, in the city, you get married and have kids later. It's just the way city life is a little faster, but doesn't settle down as quick. So he's got someone who's 23, who's probably not going to have kids. Who knows what the case is, folks? Who knows? But doesn't make it right, okay? Not an excuse, guys. Explanation. Let's learn the difference. Let's see if we have one more. Let's go to one more here. Let's see. This is let's see who this is. I don't know who this is.
Hey, Dave. I just would like to give my opinion on just kind of Brennan's apology and where I think it stands. I kind of went back and forth with this for a little bit. First I was like, it is not worse than Taylor Nolan's. But I've come up with a little bit of an analogy. I see Taylor Nolan's as a pointy mountain. It gets really bad up, and then it kind of goes down a little bit. Because after a while, I think she did realize where she went wrong, and whether she's working on herself or changing or not, she knows. And she has that more like, okay, I fucked up. But
she's more defensive.
I still stand by this, but I messed up on this, and this, and that. Brendan's, it's a plateau. He just says the same thing over and over and over and over and over again by justifying what he did, but yet not apologizing. Apologizing, saying, this is where I went wrong, this is where I went wrong. And although at the moment I saw it like this, it was not that. It was this, and that. What Brendan is doing, he's saying, well, I did this. Now, this is what I actually meant. It didn't come out that way, but this is what I actually meant, so it was fine. That's not how you apologize to someone. And so, considering I come up with the analogy that Brendan's quote-unquote apology is like a plateau, I do think that his was the worst Bachelor apology. Because you can clearly tell he was really insincere and he's just going to brush it off. And he was looking at himself the whole time. And honestly, I thought it was sus from the moment I saw that it was the same exact length as Rachel Kirkham's. And she had one of the best ones I've ever heard.
She did.
So I was like, dude, this is 7.5 minutes also. This better meet up. This better match up. And it did not. It failed. That is all I have to say. Hope you have a great day. And God, can the struggle stop? Bye, Dave.
Thank you so much. What a kind voicemail. You just have a kind soul. I can hear your soul. It's so kind. I disagree. I think Taylor Nolan's apology's horrible because she brings gender. If you call her out on anything, she brings gender and race into everything. Not to say that it doesn't exist in everything, but she calls it out. In her own apology, she's like, the patriarchy did this, the microaggressions this, she's using all these psychological terms. It's like, just say you're sorry. She's the one who said all these vile words. She was like, I was just a part of the problem. She made a ton of excuses, didn't she? Whereas Brendan gets it wrong, but he's at least being like, hey, like, I messed up. I'm a bad communicator. I hear more humility in him than I do in Taylor, and I think it's a tough race to the bottom to compare the two because they're both really bad. But I'd love to know what you guys think about that. Let me know. Thank you so much for the call there. I love that you're like, well, his apology was 8 minutes and Rachel Kirkconnell's was 8 minutes. I thought they would both be good. Hey, listen, I've watched plenty of bad movies that 2.5 hours long, and I've watched Titanic. Not bad. By the way, you got to watch Worth on Netflix, the new Michael Keaton movie. Oh, is it good? All right, final voicemail. Let's get into it.
Hey, Dryer Sheet Dave, it's Morais. So this is a non-Bachelor call.
Nice.
So, but I want to know if he could be in one John Hughes movie, which character would he be? Or he could make up a new character and just insert it in there. Which movie would you want to be in? And what scent of Dryer Sheet Dave would you want to be?
Oh, spring.
All
fresh.
right, I'm calling from work, so just want to give you a quick call.
Thank you so much,
All right,
Sarai.
bye.
So they call me Dryer Sheet Dave. That's my new name because if I'm trying to get a gig from Downey. But if you want to check out this morning's Patreon only live stream, you can go to watch that on patreon.com/Dave Neal. Or if you really want, you can just read that code out right there and place it into your YouTube. But why would you do that? You know what I mean? Why would you do that? But you could. But if you're going to go through all that effort, it's like pay the $5. But anyway, that's why they call me Dryer Sheet Dave. That's my new name here. All right, so let's go back. John Hughes movies. Good question. I don't know. I think I like Emilio Estevez from Breakfast Club. But I also think I could be Macaulay Culkin from Uncle Buck. Do I have that right? Is that Macaulay Culkin? Now I'm starting to wonder. Cast Uncle Buck. Because that would be what a faux pas if I have different movies. Yeah, it was Macaulay Culkin, right? All I remember is Uncle Buck using rest in peace, John Candy. But all I remember is Uncle Buck using a shovel or whatever to flip pancakes, and I was like, I want that uncle. Let me know what you guys think. All right, so tell me. I got 2 questions for you guys. All right, I got 2 questions. First being, which movie would you like to be in, and what character would you like to be out of the John Hughes movies? My other options, no, I'm going to stick to what I have there. And then my second question, who do you think gave a worse apology, Taylor Nolan or Brendan? And cite your sources. Let me know what you guys think. And everyone, have a fantastic weekend. Monday, I'm at the Hollywood Improv, 7:30 p.m. Thursday, I have a show in San Diego. DM me or go to the Facebook group Dave Neal's Community, and we'll get you details on that. All right, folks, we'll talk to you later. Bye now.